Large-scale Asian style of tattooing. I do a lot more of the prep work myself. I solder the needles and mix a lot of the pigments. It's higher end stuff that I'm using, so that shows in the tattoo as it ages. People have always been getting tattooed. I think it's just instead of getting just one, maybe people are getting a bunch now. But realistically, for a tattooer standpoint, it's the same. It's the same busyness.
Dan actually did my first tattoo about 3 or 4 years ago. I think I got one tattoo and I just started to learn about tattoos, and it just became something I was really interested in.
Tattoos were always associated with the disreputable element. So, it was bad people who had tattoos. It was people who didn't go to school and didn't take piano lessons and didn't get grade A or straight A averages. It was sort of that criminal, dangerous element. Now, I think for a larger element of society, there's a greater social acceptance. And depending on, what job you want to go into, it may or may not be an issue.
If you're applying for a job, you're not going to be showing your tattoos really. No matter what job it is, you're going to cover them up usually. So I don't think it really has much of an impact as if they hire you or not. I tattoo lots of lawyers and people like in bank jobs, and tattooing doesn't matter to them. They'll get tattooed wherever they want, really.
If you're going to a job area that has a disproportionate number of young, urban, sort of progressive elements, you're going to get a far greater acceptance and, whatever kind of approach than if you're in a more staid, conservative, traditional kind of job environment.
Basically, if you have a lot of badly done tattoos, then people are going to look at you and treat you differently. If they're done well, it's a lot less prominent, I think.
So I have a tattoo about my family. It's like a big rose, represents my mom. 3 leaves represent my 3 uncles. And then a little rosebud that represents my aunt.
There was, 6 of us from my unit that went and got them all done. We were all drunk. We didn't know any better. We were young and foolish at the time.
The tattoo that I have is a portrait of my mom. And the reason why I got it is because she's a very important person in my life. And normally people get tattoos to, try to fit in with a certain crew or whatever it is. But if you're getting a tattoo, it should always have a meaning for it.
At the end of the day, people are going to judge you no matter what, with tattoos or without tattoos. It's up to them if they want to get to know you. If they're just going to judge you because you have a piercing or because if you have a tattoo, then they don't really want to get to know you in the first place.
It is weird because in China, not a lot of people have the tattoo or the piercing something. So when I get here, it's cool.
Societies change. I think things like tattoos, piercings are becoming more accepted in the mainstream as younger people, and an ever-growing portion of younger people start to treat that as just normal. So, it's really just an evolution of what is considered beautiful, what is considered mainstream or inappropriate, all of those kinds of things.
Well, after taking a look at a few designs and some talented artists, the attraction in adding something beautiful that would already complement oneself is clear. However, I'm still having trouble swallowing the being stabbed a couple thousand times part. This has been Amber Saklashi reporting for the Journal.
And we're back. We had a little bit of technical difficulties, but we're back again with Space Tank, and they're